All right. Welcome back, episode 5. Streaming again. Hopefully audio is good. And everything else is pretty okay. Looks like I'm gonna move this up a little bit. Just kind of figuring out my setup here. There we go. That's better. Got some music going. And I'm just going to check my audio levels, make sure that my audio levels are good. Looks like it. Great. All right. Just keep going on this thing. All right. Time to start messing about here. And yeah, if you're in here, say what's up. Seems the OBS goes away. Maybe I need to have it up. No. Doesn't seem to work. That's fine. I'll just have it in the other piece. I got it off to the side anyway, so I can see what you guys are saying. What up, Steven? How you doing, man? What's up, Jerry? How you doing? Can you guys hear me all right? Hope so. Let's see. Nice one. Good to see you again as well. Got the regulars. Hope you guys this week is going well. It's kind of rainy and gray here. I've been inside most of the time. Nice. Good. Glad to hear it. It's like I've done this now a few times. I'm starting to feel more comfortable, but man, sometimes it's a little. I'm not really sure all the time if everything's working right. All right. I wish I could get the chat to be on top. But I'll figure that out later. Dog is doing better. Thanks. She's hanging out with me in the studio tonight, actually. She's just down to my right. She's on meds and recuperating. it's gonna be a while before she's back to normal. She's still got a big canoe, like shaved part of her back with a big scar, but yeah, she's chilling, doing good. Thanks for asking. Let's see, kind of forgot where I was with this stuff. Let's see, we were doing some keyframes. Maybe we build out the little visor part today. The lenses. Thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah. Man, nothing sucks more than watching your helpless, like, animal friend suffer, and you just want to make them feel better and feel okay. So, yeah, she got really good care, and I'm stoked that she was able to be back home pretty fast from the hospital and everything too. So, yeah. Happy. Let's see, maybe I put my camera and my music up here this time. And maybe I put that in here as well. Just kind of jamming with some super ambient tunes for myself tonight. This ASC guy makes some really cool stuff. Actually, he makes a lot of drum and bass too. He's kind of across the board, but he does a bunch of ambient stuff. So usually when I'm on these streams, I don't like anything too intense. It's just kind of nice to have something chill while I'm chatting and working. At some point I'll figure out what to do with music for this thing, so maybe I can get like some kind of music going in the background, so it's not just me quietly chatting. But I don't know, maybe it's something people prefer so they can have their own music going or whatever. Like usually I'm not, I don't know if I would care either way, but usually I prefer to just have people talking, and then I play my own music if I'm watching people streaming. Maybe it's more entertaining the other way, I don't know. All right, let's see. It's kind of, I'm just getting my bearings here. Figure out what's going on. Just kind of, oops. Dude, Nils is the best. Yeah, I love his music so much. I've seen him live a few times too. He's fucking amazing. He's like crazy genius. He builds his own instruments and stuff. Yeah, I listen to him a lot actually. One of my favorite albums of his is actually one called Music for Animals, which I really like. It's yeah, really ambient, really chill. And I listen to it a lot when I run. So I go running quite a lot. Actually, I'm a pretty avid runner, and yeah, Music for Animals puts me in like a super like drone kind of zone kind of place. It's really really nice. But I mean, everything he does is insane. He's a fantastic musician for sure. All right. Let's see here. $5K? Yeah, I'll do a 5K any day. I'm not a marathon runner at all. I don't run with other people. I'm kind of a solitary runner. But and I don't compete or anything, but yeah, I like running. It lets me solve a lot of problems and relieve a lot of stress and a lot of just sort of like, we sit in front of these desks all day. It's good to get out, move around. But right now it's kind of gray and shitty out, so it's hard to get out there and be motivated. Okay. Steven, are you coming to off again? If you are, I'm doing runs in the morning there if you're a runner. I like running in Barcelona. I actually want the other curve on that. Yeah. Nice one. Yeah. It's going to be fun having him there too. Pretty much got everything booked now. I got my hotels and all that stuff figured out. I'm getting excited. Oh shit, nice one. You should hit me up when you're doing the Paris one. We should have a dinner or something. That would be really nice if you have time. Sick. Absolutely hit me up, man. I'll be here. Would love that. Okay. Let's do that mini one last. Yeah. Oops. Okay. Really? Oh, I didn't know that. I guess makes sense. I'm just not a marathon guy. I don't like running in crowds. It's like all about being on my own, I think, for me. It's like in my head kind of thing. And yeah, I like stairs too. I like stairs and hills. I like to work hard. Kind of gets all that like kind of stress out for me. But Paris running is pretty fun, especially in the nicer days. Like running in the Seine and city running is pretty fun. Yeah, I've thought about the trail running thing. Maybe one day. It's probably better on my knees for sure. All right, that's all much too slow. That's fun. Let's see what else we got here. All these little dots. And then that bar, right? Yeah, these 2 bars. 3 bars. Oh yeah, okay. What do I want these guys to do? I think let's start with this one. And I think I'm going to pre-comp this thing. Oh. There we go. Swear half the time my brain just like goes to another place when I've been working on stuff, you know, on the other. I haven't been in After Effects all day, and then it's like kind of muscle memory has to come back. Let's see. GFX. Goggle. 1 bar. Let's see. Large. Okay. And this down. It's pretty fun having this little like side project that I kind of just like touch once a week. It's super it's like the slow burn, you know? Like I never really had this kind of thing where I like purposefully leave it alone because I'm a very obsessive person, and once I get into a project, I'm just like on it all the time and I'm just thinking about it obsessively and I'm just fidgeting with it all the time. But like this is like kind of interesting exercise in restraint and thinking, because each week I have to kind of like reassess it and rethink it, or not rethink it, but just kind of approach it again, almost for the first time. It's kind of fun. It's very abnormal. What's up, Lau? Good to see you in here. Hope you're doing well. All right. So fun to see like regulars in here. That's really fun. All right, so we got this pre-comped. We're gonna let's just go give this a little bit of different color. There we go. And oh, we want to pre-comp it like that. There we go. And then still doing that, and then now we can spin it. Cool. I don't know if that. Oh, I know what I want to do then. We'll do, I don't know, 20. And then $100. Yeah. Okay. Too fast. There you go. I think I have some insane amount of frames on these comps, so its timing is a little crazy, but that's minor. I think I want That's fine. I'm not going to fiddle with it too much right now. I want it to be faster a little earlier. That's fine for now. Even sooner. Do I get obsessed about client projects as well? Yeah, absolutely. 100%. It's just kind of how I work. I'm obsessive in nature, I think, about stuff. So I want to do the best job that I can on everything. But obviously, client projects, deliverables are a little bit less forgiving, and you have to stay on schedule. But I appreciate it when clients just like let me cook, because then I kind of never stop. You know what? I don't think I want. I'm gonna make this asset a stroke instead. All right, I think it's this one. Yay. Oh, it is a stroke. Did I make it? Oh my god. No, it's a fill. Okay. So let's just grab that. All right. Let's see. Just match the position. There we go. Okay, let's just get rid of that. Now I can control this a little better with yield trusty trim path. There we go. That's how I want it. Okay, 25. I mean, isn't being obsessed with projects the way to go anyway? Like, I feel like you want to work on stuff that you can't stop thinking about. That's how I see it anyway. All right, so I have him. And then it spins. I'll do the offset. Kind of clumsy right now. So it doesn't need to happen until then. Yep. Cool. Get rid of that. Okay. So that, there we go. That's what I want. All right, so now we can copy that to the other bar. I'm just going to scale it down. 50%, maybe more. Yeah, I mean, I think you get better at knowing when to stop and when things need more or less. I think that comes with time. At least for me, it has. And then I'm guilty of just putting in an extra time just because I want it to be a certain way. Okay. So that's way too slow. Is everybody in here doing 3D motion, 2D motion stuff? I know we got a few UI guys in here, or UI persons in here. But I don't know what you guys' day-to-days are like. There we go. That's much better. Yeah, but now there's no break. So much back and forth. Oh no, my dog is looking at me. I think she really needs out. Oh, what's up, Ramiro? Trying to get better with cinema. Yeah. feel like I'm just kind of going back and forth with this little thing now. I feel like 3D translates pretty well, or the stuff that you do, Jerry, translates to 3D pretty well. Oh, hell yeah. I love Keyshot. I used Keyshot a ton back in the day. When I was first learning ZBrush, and I had that ZBrush to Keyshot bridge thing. Keyshot's so dope. It's so fast. It can handle huge poly counts too. It's so good. I loved Keyshot back in the day, but I don't use it that much anymore. But I'm sure it's come a long way since I was messing with it. Yeah, certain things I know I can do in 3D a lot more efficiently as well. Yeah. Blender's gotten so much better. I'm just an old goat, like cinema wise. I know it really well. Been using it since like version 1. And I hate Blender's interface, I'm not gonna lie. There's something about it that makes me angry. I don't know what it is. Yeah, Keyshot's dope. I love Keyshot, man. Everything looks so good in it too, and so fast. But to be honest, I'm just like really comfortable in Octane, and I have been for a really long time. All right, I'm gonna need to take a quick break. I gotta pop out with my dog. She's looking at me pretty aggressively. I'm just gonna do a quick little be right back. Sorry about that. Can't do it in the halftone. It's like a French business. I'll just be right back. Having a smoke. All right, I'm just gonna take my dog out. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that. I'm back. When dog's gotta go, he's gotta go. All right, let's see where I was. I don't know. I don't know if I like this. I think maybe just do that first part. Okay. Thanks for sticking around, hanging out, even though I had to head out for a minute. Oops. All right. Now, we got that. We got the zoom pieces that I really want to get in there as well. Yeah, I'm glad she's a smart dog and she just like tells me instead of just going. What was I saying? Do I have a preferred frame rate I like to work in? I think for most of my stuff, I do just 24 frames per second. I just tend to stick to that. I kind of like that format. Oh my god, these are all way too long. There we go. And yeah, honestly, for UI stuff, I tend to work in 24. All my animation stuff, my character animation stuff is all 24. So I don't really do much broadcast, you know? So I don't really need to go 30. But yeah, it depends. Um, yeah, I think we were talking about 3D, whether or not to use it or not. And I mean, for some stuff, I think 3D makes a lot of sense. There's just certain things you can do with cloners and all the dynamic stuff. Like, I really like Cinema using all the fields and animating with fields and turning things off and on and scaling things, and I do that all the time. And once you could start using fields with the effectors and all that kind of stuff, like, for me, that's like almost everything I needed. And I feel like the modifiers in Blender are pretty similar now. It's getting way better at the MoGraph stuff. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Yeah, particles has gotten better. Yeah, you can do some great shit with trap code still. I use X particles sometimes for certain things, but honestly, simulations have never been I have never been my strong suit. I don't enjoy them all that much. But if they're necessary, then yeah. I like building systems more than I like doing complex sims. And like the way I'm working here is like a little old school kind of, but I'm just kind of having fun. reverse these. I wonder. That kind of springs it forward. That's what I want. But this stuff can come much later. I mean, I think 3D is pretty necessary for a certain amount of work. If you're doing concept work, it's good to speak the language and understand how things are built. I just kind of really enjoy working with graphic shapes in this way. I don't know, man. Is CD4 better or C4D better? Then, I mean, to me, they're all kind of like versions of the same thing. I think it's what you prefer to use, and you have to try them out. I know that's like a non-answer, but I still think C4D is really, really good for MoGraph, and that's where it got its roots are in MoGraph, so it's got a lot of ways to handle different problems. And I think back in the day, that's what made it more accessible for designers like myself. Like, it used to be like Maya and Softimage and 3D Studio Max were sort of the main, like big boys, and they were really inaccessible, and the community around them was like pretty bad. So there wasn't a lot of info for people outside of the, sort of like old guarded community where you had to be a professional in order to even like know anything about those tools. They were very cryptic, at least for me. I mean, I felt that way. And then Gnomon kind of like broke that a little bit by exposing some of it, but it was still difficult to get to, at least software wise. So I feel like C4D came in like around the time when a lot of like interactive designers were starting to do more 3D, and it kind of fit into that motion graphics 3D interactive world really well. Yeah, I feel you, Jerry. I understand. I'm just interested in a lot of stuff, so I like learning those kind of things. I've been learning Cascader lately, which is a amazing like character animation program. Really fun. I recommend checking it out if you're interested in character animation. It has some AI stuff going on in it too, which is pretty cool. Not like in the sense that it's stealing a bunch of images to use for its output, but the fact that it's using machine learning to interpret between keyframes and poses and stuff, which I think is super rad use of AI, actually. So stuff like that I really like. Never too old to learn new stuff, man. But it's gotta, it's gotta be worth it to you. Like the Rive stuff and what is the other one? There's another one that's like super cool. All that stuff feels a little inaccessible to me now. But if there was a project that I was doing that really needed that kind of look or that kind of feel, or that's what it's always been about for me. It was like I learned because I hit a wall or can't solve a certain thing without learning a certain tool, but I don't need to know everything under the sun with that tool. Like if Houdini was the best choice to solve a certain problem that I had because I just wanted to like get the shot, then I would learn just enough about Houdini to get that shot done and then move on and not think about it any further, I wouldn't try to be like a master at Houdini. But maybe I would like really enjoy the workflow and then get super into it. But you'd never know unless you actually tried it. So that's kind of how I look at it. Like they're little gateways into different possibilities, pathways. Like for the longest time I didn't fucking use After Effects. I was like Photoshop Illustrator guy for the longest time. And then my buddy was just like a beast in After Effects, and I used it and started understanding it more. And now I like comp. I just use After Effects to comp everything. Like I barely use Photoshop. I use it for sketching. But like if I'm comping anything, even stills, like I'm always just in After Effects. It's just a better flow. So stuff like that, I guess. You kind of grow and learn. But everybody's different. Let's start from the top. Oops. Is it the other way? Yeah. I don't know, continuing my rant, like, I feel like learning new tools too is kind of part of my job description, and it's part of what I signed up for. Like, it's always been the case. Like, evolution of the industry, evolution of tools, evolution of art, digital art, um, sort of always been the case. And I feel like I've been lucky enough to be at the forefront of certain moments in digital art to benefit from, like, sort of like starting points of certain pieces of software. And it's wild to me that we used to, I was talking to Jerry about this. I was like, it's wild that I used to do everything in Photoshop and just like noodling on pixels, and everything was all about like a 10% 2 pixel drop shadow, doing everything in layer styles. And I cared so much about it. I was like really, really into that kind of design, like, I don't know if any of you remember pixel fonts and like that whole era, that was such a special era, but I couldn't even dream of working like that now. Yeah, that's really good, Ramiro. I agree. Like I said, everything for me is project-based learning. I create things for myself and then solve the problem with either learning a new skill, or I have to put it on the shelf and come back to it, once I am better. Um, oh yeah, I wasn't saying you don't love learning new tools. I think it's just like kind of a something I've accepted, but it can be overwhelming. I definitely feel the pressure sometimes of like, oh, you should be switching to this, or I mean, we can talk all day about AI too, like, I won't really go into it, but like my main thing is that I don't think it's I think it's well, let me say this. I kind of resent the fact that, or I disagree with the fact that these tech companies are like positioned to be tastemakers and saying like, oh, you'll get left behind if you don't start doing certain things, is an irresponsible and sort of disingenuous way to talk about art, and especially someone who doesn't have a foundation in it, who's just starting out. They don't need to hear that shit, Like, there's a million ways to express yourself and to be authentic, and I don't think that they just get to tell us like how to make stuff regardless of how much money they're pumping into the thing. So sometimes you can feel like pressure. I can feel the pressure of it. But other times I'm just like, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm doing my thing, and I think people will eventually move towards authenticity no matter what. So if you just keep doing that, then people will be drawn to what you make, I think, regardless. If that makes any sense. Totally. I agree. You can't fake taste either. Yeah, I mean, it's like people want real stuff, you know? They want to feel something basically, and I think I mean, to be fair, like AI makes them feel stuff, that's fine, but I just think it's kind of fleeting. I think it's kind of a sugar high thing, and I just don't like the positioning, you know? Like, use whatever you want. Like, I'm not anti whatever, but like, I don't like this sentiment that you're somehow less than if you choose not to, you know? Like, that's not what art is about at all. Okay. I'm just gonna do these two. I'll come off my little soapbox now and make some stuff. Oops, other way. Yeah, we'll see where it all goes, but yeah, no, I mean, I agree about the monetizing everything too, like normalizing hobbies that don't scale and just doing things for the pure enjoyment of them and all that. Like, yeah, that's there's so much value in that, you know? All right, cool. Get those in here. Yeah, now we're getting a little bit of dance. I still have some records, and I'm gonna get a record player again, I guess. Yeah, this year, I think. Finally. But I mean, I don't have any way to play DVDs or CDs, and you know what I was really into was mini discs. I had a mini disc player, and I loved it. And I really wish they would have caught on here like they did in Japan, but they did not. I love that format. Yeah, if only it was that simple, I guess. But I think I mentioned this last time, or maybe one of the previous streams, is like when I'm doing art, I'm kind of repeating the same like four tasks over and over and over again. It's more about solving problems and more about like having good ideas and having like a sense of where things need to go, and like you said, like the taste or the style, or finding the sort of the rhythm to things. It's not so much about being like the best button pusher in the world and knowing every little like hotkey, and like, I kind of think people like who learn everything, maybe that's not fair. I think some people maybe rely on it too much. Like they're like really good at well, I just say it's not for me. I think some people maybe would rather know everything about a program than try to rely on the sort of like abstract things that I find more interesting in design, in art. No, it's true. But it is, like it is a really technical place to be. Like all the stuff that we think about and do, it's not normal. It's like people like look at spreadsheets and answer phones, and have work jobs like that. Like, dude, I managed a warehouse at Guitar Center. I drove a truck and delivered TVs. I worked in a million kitchens. I worked for a moving company. Uh, I worked in a warehouse that filled boxes with books. I've done like a ton of these jobs way before I even got into art. And that was like a million years ago because I'm a million years old. But like, I kind of forget sometimes that knowing all this stuff is not, it is difficult and it is a challenge and it is highly technical. But I also enjoy the artistic sort of pursuit of it all. And that's kind of why when I play video games, like I don't. Yeah, list out your past jobs. Let's see them. Paper out. Yes, dude. Door to door meat salesman. That's legit. How do you even do that? You sell meat? Never heard of that, man. That's wild. Oh my god, Texas sun too. Dude. What part of Texas? My dad's family's all East Texas. A mink farm? Whoa, dude. That's, yeah, mink farm sounds gnarly. Retail clerk, skateboard deck designer. I mean, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's sick. Yeah, hustling. Corn tortoise. Oh, Dallas, yeah. Oh, you're in Austin now. Yeah, a bunch of my family's from Orange, if you know where that is. It's like deep East Texas, like Louisiana border. Pizza Hut, gas station. I love hearing this stuff. Tattoo artist. Oh shit, that's cool. Yeah, for real. Bong shop manager. Yes. I'll probably do that job now. I'll just go back to doing that. Just hang out all day. Clean planes. Dude, yeah. I'm not, yeah, I don't even want to ask about the mink farm thing. That one takes the cake. I think that one wins the meat salesman too. Mink farm wins. I got fired from McDonald's like when I was really, really young. I think it was one of my first jobs. I don't think I was like 14. And they would throw away these garbage bags full of food every night. But they would make all the employees who earned like nothing pay half price for any food that we ate, even though they would throw out these massive bags of food. And so I refused to pay for my food, and I got fired because of it. And I don't regret it one bit. Yep. My grunkles didn't like me. I didn't pay for the food. Oh, and the owner drove a Lamborghini and would show up and berate all the employees. So the guy in the Lamborghini wanted me to pay half price for his like food that cost him nothing. So yeah, that's how I feel about that. But I hope he's doing well. Yeah. And then let's see. I was doing I've worked in like a call center, like a Verizon call center where they made you wear like a tie and slacks, you know? And we would build these like little websites for businesses and I like I refused to answer my phone and I would just delete all the voicemails every morning and force all the customers to email me because I didn't want to be on the phone. I hated the call center thing so much. Fired from a chicken farm once. Yeah, man. Yes, super pages. Exactly. And then they would have these salespeople go out and sell these packages to them. And they would sell the like phone plans, but they would also sell these websites. And then we would sit in the cubicles and design these websites. And then we would have to like manage them. And they would send in these like folders of stuff. Yeah, man. I worked on, yeah. Oh my God. I'll never forget. The best story I have from Super Pages is, I shit you not, that they would do this like call of the week thing where they would tie balloons and candy to a remote control car and they'd drive it over to your cubicle. And then we would all clap and be like, good job, you know, you did it, call of the week or whatever. And my cubicle was, the back of my cubicle was to a window. So I started I started falling asleep at my desk, and I would just put a hand on my mouse, and then I would just like go like this and like lower my head. And I got the call of the week, and the little remote control car woke me up, and I turned around and everybody was there clapping for me, and I was like, oh, thanks. Yeah, that job. That was my last non-art job. I got my first like real job after that. I still remember. Yeah, man. But I used to do rave flyers for people, and that's how I got a lot of graphic design and 3D chops as well. But I would get paid, you know, like with like fried chicken and like other things, you know. Damn, dude. Yeah, that's, man, Super Pages. I even forgot what it was, man. I'm glad you remembered. That was a weird job. All right, cool. That's starting to look like something. Yeah, seriously, small world. Honestly, I kind of liked the warehouse job was really nice. I would get there at like 4 in the morning, and then by 8 I was kind of done, and I would just kind of hang out. And it was at a music store, so I just hung out with everybody else. And I used to deliver TVs for, it was like a Best Buy thing, but it's called Good Guys, but they're not, I think they're gone now. I think they went out of business. But we would drive all over the place and deliver these big screen TVs, and you get to like see into people's big houses and stuff, which was kind of fun. Urban Outfitters. That's rad. Retail, I did a little retail at Guitar Center, but that's it. I never sold clothes or anything. Never worked at the mall. Hmm. Kind of forgot about this one. I think. I love these kind of stories, man. But yeah, it's like, I'm I'm kind of I think about that in context of like what I do now, which is so insane, like it's so different. But I'm not really that afraid of that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know, I can't imagine like coming out of school and just immediately like just landing some kind of like insane job. I don't know, maybe it's but sometimes I regret kind of being a shithead and running around and working all these dead end jobs, but it's like life experience, you know? Yeah, I always had a sketchbook too when I worked those jobs, and I could just like kind of disappear because I was really good at things. Like I'm a pretty efficient and neat, like organized guy, which helps with this kind of art. And it makes those kind of jobs like super easy. And then you can like create all this like free time for yourself, which I loved. Totally. I bet the meat sales, any kind of sales gives you those like soft skills, right? Yeah. Yeah, we know the shit jobs. A simple job I would love to do. Um, I saw one today that's like planting trees. That looks really cool. You're just out planting trees all the time. Um, what else? Yeah, I don't know. Something outside, like park ranger. Although I don't think being a park ranger is all that simple. I used to sketch in a warehouse. I know I would do the same thing. I quite like technology. Like, I like it for art. But I like having a choice. So maybe one day I'll just like do little paintings by the docks, and sell my little paintings. Maybe that can be my job. Yeah. I mean, exercise is like key in what we do for sure. I mean, beyond just doing like other things outside the computer, just moving around is so important. All right, let's do all these like little guys. There you go. Personal trainer. Premium Rush. Dude, I can't believe you remember that movie. Isn't that with what's his face? Oh my god, I can't remember his. I feel like that movie, I saw the trailer and then I never watched the movie, but then I was like, did this movie even come out? Like I feel like that dude's embarrassed that he was in that movie. Yeah, Gordon Joseph Levitt, that's right. Yeah. I feel like he wants to forget that he was in Premium Rush. Dude, I'm gonna have to track that one down now and watch it one night. That's so funny. I haven't thought of that movie in a long time. They should do a running version of that movie. Just runners. Just like runners who run all over town. I saw a German movie years ago where there's a guy who's like a marathon runner or he runs a lot and he becomes a bank robber and he just like runs from the bank robbery, and for whatever reason he manages to get away with it because he's on foot, like he's just like running. I don't know, I don't remember the plot completely, but Germans love their running movies, like Run Lola Run. Let's see, these two and these two. Okay. Oh, these are different. It's going to be fun to do the 3D stuff for this piece. It's kind of taking shape finally. I've been thinking more about it, and I think I'm going to do like a big CAD thing for it, which would be dope. Kind of excited to get into that. Just kind of in like comfort land right now, just kind of having fun. Yeah. All right. Let's put you further back. Cool. All right. And then maybe stagger these a little bit. Come on. Where is that one? Cool, thanks, Notion. Get out of here. These two. Oh, I see. Okay. I might need to speed all that up, but let's take a look. All right, what do we got here? Let's just look at what we've got done. Lenses are done. Let's just put everything in front again. All right. So the alerts we can leave for now. All right, so those things are kind of late. Yeah, so these zooms. You too, man. Take care. Thanks for sharing your stories, and thanks for hanging out. I gotta go pretty soon too, so nearing the end of the night. These are still too slow. Just slow, slow, slow. I'm just gonna speed all this up. So much of it is just like figuring out timing. Thank you. Thanks. Thanks. I'm glad it's still interesting because sometimes I don't know where it's going either, you know? And I'm just kind of jamming on it. And then at some point, I've got some projects that I've finished that I'm going to release soon. And I'm going to be streaming on here and showing them and stuff. So that will be part of it as well. But I'm going to keep going on this thing until it's something a lot cooler than just like moving little bits. All right, it's getting somewhere. Yeah, it will be cool once we have some kind of casing for this thing. And then we can get into some like kind of lens effects and a little bit of glass and, you know, excited about having this kind of refract on things, and it could be super cool. Yeah, I don't know if those are needed. This thing will be fun. I'll do this one next time, I think. This little retinal thing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there. Sorry about the pee break for the doggo, but you know, that's necessary. And thanks everyone for sharing your cool stories. Really enjoyed hearing about your old jobs and sharing mine as well. Yeah, and we'll keep jamming on this thing next week. Should be the same time. So I will post and let you guys all know. But I hope to see you soon. Hope to see you there. And hope you guys have a safe and productive and stress-free week and weekend. And you guys take care. All right. See you guys later.